Hello everybody, this is Anna, also known as Anna Nita on Ravelry, and on the screen now you can see where you else can find me in the internet. Feel free to contact me if you have questions or ideas for the podcast. Thank you that you hit the play button and decided to choose my podcast. That's kind of double dipping among all the other podcasters out there. This is a knitting podcast, also filled with some crochet and sewing and other things. It was mainly knitting, now it's also much crocheting, so I don't know where this journey will lead me to. And a big thank you to the new viewer who want to check me out. I hope you will enjoy it. And a very welcome to all my subscribers and followers and I don't know, who really watch my episodes regularly. And thank you for all the nice comments on the past episodes. I always love to read through the comments on YouTube or on Ravelry, and I try to answer them, or also on Instagram, because that was the intention of the podcast, to get in contact with all the crazy and lovely knitters and crocheters, let's say makers. So today it's Sunday. I have no show notes. I'm sorry. I haven't had enough coffee today, so I'm sorry. That might be a crazy episode. I just say it now. So you have to deal with it. Talking about coffee, I officially now I am now grandma like where are you? Officially I am using my seasonal mugs already. Because I decided to extend the Christmas season, or let's say Advent. I won't extend the Christmas season, but the Advent time I will extend, because I won't be celebrating in Austria. So I really have to do all the things I normally do in the Christmas Advent time with my boyfriend and my friends. And then I will do the same things with my parents. So I can't split this. That's not cool. I can't do that. So I decided not to be sad that I can't celebrate in Austria with all my friends and stuff. So I will do it twice, like twice. Not really, I won't celebrate Christmas twice, but you know, the anticipation. That's the most important thing for me. And yeah, why do I talk about this in the beginning of an episode? Don't ask me, I don't know the answer. Okay, no show notes, that's really a problem. I would say we should dive into the fiber crafts. I have 2 finished objects to show you. Okay, the first one I already shared on Instagram, both of them, but the first one is my hat. So, it's a hat. It's simply a crocheted hat out of DK weight yarn with a pom-pom. And I bought the pom-pom maker's maker from Clover, and I really can recommend them. Oh, I have them right over there. I go and grab them in just a minute. So I crocheted this hat. I crocheted this hat with or after or by a video tutorial by, again, the glorious Claudetta Crochet. I don't know if you're watching, I don't know, but if you are so great. I really love your videos, and I'm crocheting all the stuff with you. So this is my 3rd project by her instructions. So, but I did not really some, I did just one. How do you call it if you change a pattern to your, just forget it. I was finishing the hat, and I wanted to look how it will fit after her tutorial, but I already knew that it might be a fitted hat, and I can't fitted hats aren't really a thing for me, because I often wear a ponytail, as I explained last time, and I need room for this without looking like an alien. So I decided to look how far I will get with my yarn, because I used 100 gram of Republic of Wool, gifted to me by the lovely Rabbituts. I already mentioned her. Thank you so much again. I really enjoy this yarn. It's great, and I wouldn't have get the chance to try it if you haven't gifted it to me, and I hope that was right grammar now, because wow, that was complicated. Yes, so I finished it, and then I looked how much yarn I still have, and I did some, no, not really some math. So I ripped back to the point where I would need a bit more slouchiness or room. I think I added 3 or 4 rounds of the cluster. No, it's not called cluster. I looked it up because this tutorial is also available in English. I will link it in the show notes on annaknitteryarns.com. I added 3 or 4 rounds of this pattern, and then I went with the instruction, and I still had some yarn left, but not enough to make a whole pom-pom. So I decided to use a merino yarn and to pair it just with this DK merino. And it's ultra soft, and it was so much fun, and it reminded me of my childhood, because when I was in school we did a lot of these pom-poms. German word of the day, it's a Bommel. We call it Bommel, and we made them at school and in the kindergarten as decorations, and we used them for creating figures and stuff. And I found on Amazon and through a very, very cool video podcast, Dr. Kelly, the U University. You will find the link in the show notes. And she has a whole video only about tassels, pom-poms, and what is the English word for, you know, what the cowboys have, or on the rug ends or scarf ends. Fransen. In German it's Fransen, I'm sorry. And she showed off a book only about pom-poms and what you can do with them, and you can create tiny little like stuffed animals and other figures and so on. And so that was a flashback to my childhood. I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed to make it, and I only tied it with a ribbon up upon the head, because so I think I will be able to wash it more easy. I don't think that this pom-pom will keep in shape coming out of the washing machine. So this is the slouchy way to wear it. But I can also flip this. So I have the brim double, so to say. I'm sorry, it's not that easy. So it's double warmth, so to say, but the wind doesn't come through the stitches around the ears. And then it's looking like this. So we have always this bulk, I don't know. I don't really like it, but sometimes I think if it gets really cold, it's good to wear it like this. And yes, someone asked me via Instagram if the wind comes through the holes here, because it's a very lacy pattern. But I have so much hair, thick and a lot hair, so no, I always get cold on the ears. I had I think it's called middle ear infection once in my life, and since then I am very sensitive against coldness or wind on my right ear. And being in the cold and maybe at a windy spot in the winter, after 10 minutes my ears will hurt so extremely that I can't stand it. So I really have to wear a hat. But I always only have to look that the brim isn't airy, and it's really not airy, as you can see. But here it's very airy. Yeah. So to make the hat was so much fun. Oh, here I can show you. I only tied a knot and then a ribbon to be able to put it off. The first intention was to be able to change the pom-pom, because I wasn't sure if I will stay with this color, because I also could have choose a blue or a green. And maybe I will do some pom-poms just to exchange them so they will fit better to my scarf or so. I don't know, but yeah, and it's easier to wash it. That was the second intention, to do it. And yes, to crochet this head was very quick. The longest part, time-wise, was the brim, because the stitches are not very airy, so you don't get forward very quick. And these stitches are just so fast because you gain so much. The stitches are tall. You gain so much centimeters with only one row. Yeah. Okay, and I'm wearing it already pretty much every day, going for a walk with Benny in the mornings and in the evenings, because it's damn cold already. Over the day, not so much, but in the mornings, yes. And I have been told that we will get snow next week. I hope. I don't believe in that, because the weather forecast always lies. I don't know why. I don't know what they studied, that they always tell us something that won't happen. But I so desperately hope to get snow soon, and then I will wear it more often. Okay, I could stop to show it, but I won't. Yeah, the name of the color, I think you have read on the screen, or you will do now. I don't have this on mind. I don't know if I still have the tag. But I don't know. If I have it, you will read it on the screen. And yes, Claudetta Crochet pattern. And the pattern you can find in my show notes, the English version. Because I found out that Claudetta Crochet does only some English tutorials. Okay, that was my first finished object. And you will see the next started head in the whips, because this pattern is just brilliant. It's so bouncy and soft and warm and perfect and quick, and I can only say the best things about it. My second finished object is this beauty here. Yep. It's the New York shawl, also a pattern by Claudetta Crochet. And I was thinking about to add a border, but then I tried a lace border, but I didn't like it. It didn't fit to the style of the shawl. So I only add the same pattern, but in white. It's the same yarn I used for the border of my mother's shawl. It's a silk merino blend. It's from Atelier Citron, Seidenstraße. It was just a leftover. And this gradient yarn is by Maschenwerk again. It has 500 meters, and I used every single yard of it. Okay, now I had 5 gram left, I think, because for one row I would have need 6 or 7 gram. I always do this with crocheting and knitting, that I weigh the yarn. With knitting, I often did, if the rows aren't too long, that I wrap the yarn, the working yarn, I don't know, like 4 times around my underarm. Then I see how far do I get with this, because I tie a knot, and then I will see how many stitches do I get with this amount of yarn, and then I calculate how much will I need to finish this section or the shawl or the row, and then I always know if I will have enough to finish the piece and not run out of yarn in the middle of a row or a border or so. Yes, so I have a bit left. 500 meters, 150 gram, a heavy fingering I would call it, and it's an unplied gradient yarn, and I like it so much. This is really a color I love, and I think I will stay with this now. Let me see. I really like it. What else can I say about it? I enjoyed to crochet it because it's very easy. It was just a step forward because the shawl for my mom was 3 times a double crochet just into a hole, into a hole you create. But in this case, I had to poke, to stitch into the double crochet. Yes, into the Stäbchen, we say it in German. So I really had to pay kind of attention to find the stitch, and that helped me to improve my skills of reading the texture of crochet. Because as I said in the last episode, I'm not able yet to really read all the stitches. I'm getting better because I will show you some whips, or are they finished up? No, they are finished objects, where I have some more intricate patterns, but I think better beginner, like so. And so now I can differ between I can, or distinguish, no, I can make a difference between the stitches now. Okay, coffee, I'm sorry. I just arrived home. I was in Vienna, and the first thing I did arriving was putting up the setting and start to assemble all the stuff to put out a podcast for you today. So I will wear it now. This will stay here. The next, okay, I call them finished objects, okay, but I will do more. As I told you, or did I? Have I? I don't know. I will do self-made Christmas presents again this year. Yes, I talked about it. And I wanted, for so long, I wanted to make some ornaments. But knitting ornaments is so fiddly. I don't enjoy this. I really like the Bluebird of Happiness, for example, or the cat in the window, but it's always so fiddly. The Bluebird is okay, but it's not really fun. And I wanted to crochet something to improve my skills that look pretty. I will be able to gift, and I don't know, just to get forward in my crocheting. So the first, and I'm housing this in my this year sewn Christmas bag with a pin, and the pin says Happy Holidays. Okay. Oh, that's how it looks from the inside. Yeah. Oh, I received so lovely comments because of the Christmas bags. If you want me to sew you some, and you are willing to pay the shipping and a tiny price for sewing you a bag, contact me. I would like to do this. Okay, the first ornament I crocheted was a dummy because I wanted to try something with color. I will show you. It's this snowflake. It's again a pattern by Claudetta Crochet, but maybe you can see that it has a yellow touch because I wanted to make the sparkle, and I don't have a white sparkle yarn or a non patterning sparkle yarn. So yeah, I tried to add the sparkle afterwards, and I did it while it still was wet, and that was a mistake. I used this. It's just a glitter spray, and you can use it for fiber and yarn also, but I added it while it was wet, and then afterwards I read, because I never read it. I never read the instructions before I do something. That's so stupid, but that's just me. And so that's just a dummy. And the other ones I haven't sprayed because I didn't took the spray with me to Vienna. So the second snowflake I did with smaller needles. So just to compare it, yeah, it's a bit smaller, but I like the look of it better. So this I crocheted, I think, with 3mm needles. I still have to block them, but it's pretty, I think. And it's big. You can use it as an ornament for the tree if you like, or I would say it's better to use it for the window, to hang it in your window, because it looks the same on both sides. And it's a bit big for the tree, I think. But as you like. And you can use it, I don't know how you call it, we call it Untersetzer for this here. Because it's cotton, I made this out of cotton and you can wash it. Mm-hmm. And if you use thicker yarn, it's much better. Even better to use it as, for your cup. So that is one snowflake. Then I did another snowflake. And I don't know which I like better. This is even smaller because I used 2.5mm needles. And it's another pattern. It's pretty. It's really pretty. But with this, I tried to block this without pins, just to see how it might look after blocking. And you really have to do a good job, blocking wise, so that it's pretty. Maybe not with, animal fiber, but this is cotton again, and with cotton you always need to block the stuff. So then I decided to do stars, because I thought maybe they are too big for the for the tree. And then I decided to do some stars, and that they were a bit easier and the stitches looked tidier, because what I don't like about these two snowflakes is that you get this, because and you have so many chain stitch, the first stitch you use in the project, I think chain stitch, and they look so airy. I don't know, it looks so wiggly woggly. I can't describe it. So I decided to make stars, and then I stayed with this. I still have to block all those, but I like them. They are so cute. I made, I think, 9 or 10 already. I haven't blocked them, I only crocheted them, and they are so pretty. And these I made so I will link all the tutorials. So this is from Claudetta Crochet. This is from an English speaking woman. I don't know, I will crochet this. I will link this. And these stars I made by a tutorial made by a guy, a German speaking guy, but you can easily follow him without understanding what he says. And I made a bunch of them. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah. Yeah. As I said, if you block them, they will be even prettier. Yeah. And I think I will make as much as I can, as many as I can, and I will put them into the gift sets I'm preparing for Christmas, for the ones I want to gift something for Christmas. I don't know if I will. 3 are a bit too few. Depending on how many I will be able to crochet, I will assemble sets for them. And I decided, no, I haven't decided. I was thinking about to add one snowflake. So if you put this maybe into your window, you have this one big snowflake and then stars around, for example, or you use it for your tree, I don't know. But I think it would be cute, not this small one, to add one big snowflake and then the stars. I don't know. We will see what inspiration will tell me. Okay, these are the white stars. And then I tried this yarn, and with this yarn it just doesn't look good. And then I wanted to do some sparkling, and as I told you, I only have Stellina yarns with self-striping. But I so wanted to use my Christmas yarns, and I'm not sure if I like it, because it's the star again, but with self-striping. And this is so... As I told you, self-striping yarn or patterning yarn and pattern together is not really what I like. And here we have 3 colors. So I don't think that... I will keep them and put them on my tree or something somewhere in my flat. But I won't gift them. Okay, then I have one finished object. Okay, I call it finished object, but I will go on with them, like with the stars. Oh my god, the smell. Oh, I sewed lavender totes, bags, sachets. I don't know how you call them. Tiny little lavender bags. Oh, I love the smell of lavender. I really do. Okay. So I sewed them I just sewed an easy like so, tote. I like it. I will call it tote without handles. And you can refill it. That was important for me, because there were so many patterns in shape of hearts or some stars or triangles, but they always close them with a seam. And that's stupid, because someday this lavender won't smell anymore, and the recipient want to exchange the filling so that they still can use it and not have to throw them away. And always to open the seam and then to stitch it together afterwards again, I don't think that the people will do this. So I decided just to tie a very good knot and a ribbon, and so they can refill it. And that's I wanted to have the bag filled. Yes, you know what I mean. But I don't have so much lavender, and I didn't want to use so much lavender because then it might be too intense. So I mixed I think 2 parts of rice and 1 part of lavender, mixed it and put it here. So it's very thick, it looks pretty, it can sit. And I was able to... Oh yes, and because of the fabric I received from Rabitats again, I was able to make 3 bags out of 1 piece of fabric, because she gifted me, I think it's called 2 fat quarters, you know, a set for a quilting top. And it's, for example, this. I prepared them already in this box. So out of this piece, I'm able to create 3 bags. Yes. Okay. So, like so, I cut them without measuring. I only folded them in half and then in a third, you know, over another, and then I just cut with a scissors, and then I will seam the edges, and then I just go and seam here, here, and here, flip it around, fill it, and tie it. So this will be a lavender set. This and this. And here you see how they look unfilled but already sewn up. It is so easy, and it is so much fun. I was sewing maybe 2.5 hours. And in the beginning I tried some shapes out, and then I stayed with this, and it was so much fun. And I only stopped because it was already too late. And I don't know how loud my neighbor hears the sewing machine. And I ran out of lavender. I ordered it already on Amazon, so I will be able to sew some more. To sew some bags more and fill them. And the fabric is so cute. It was so much fun, and I will do how much I can. And I will gift them always in the set of 3. So they have 3 of a kind. So I have these. Oh my gosh, the smell. The yellows. Oh, sorry. This is the ribbon. The yellows. And now these are cute. And rose. Anyway, I will do as much as I can, as I told you. Not only with these fabrics I already showed you. They are so... It was so much fun. And the thing is, it's instant gratification because you have a finished object pretty quick. Then I always used to buy these every year on the Christmas market in Vienna, and at my most favorite Christmas market in Vienna. And there is a German vendor every year who sells lavender to refill the bags. And they also offer, lavender bags in all the shapes and with all the ornaments and lace decorations. And he's just funny. Every year I buy something from him. But it was so much fun to do this on my own and to be able to refill it easily. And so that's the reason why I like to do this for other ones, because not always it's fun to make self-made gifts, because it's if you're not really content with what you are doing and with the quality, it's not always fun, but this is fun because I would buy these, so I really can gift them with a good feeling. Do you understand? I hope. Okay, these were my finished objects. A lot. Now we come to works in progress. And I think I should start with the one and only knitting object I have. It's a brioche hat. I will show a picture now. I will add it in post-production. Okay, it's made out of Pasquale baby alpaca in undyed natural color. I'm knitting this. Okay, the pattern called for 5mm needles, but I tried it and it was so slouchy. And this hat is not for me. It's because I can't wear alpaca. And I feel, during knitting, I feel a scratchy throat. So I really think I'm allergic to alpaca. There's no way for me. And my hands were itchy. But my throat, it's like a dog hair or cat hair allergy. But there was someone who asked me if I can do this for her, and I immediately said yes, because I like to do those things. So I started with 4mm needles. So you start a normal ribbing, 2 rounds of normal ribbing, not normal, 2 pearls and 1. I don't know the English words anymore. Knit stitch? Yeah, knit stitch. Because there are now German, Austrian and English words in my head, because the Austrians call the stitches different than Germans, and then in English it's different again. Okay, 2 rows of ribbing, and then I took half a needle size up, so 4mm for 2 rows of ribbing, and then I started with 4.5mm in the brioche pattern. And brioche in the round is really not a big deal. I don't know if I would be able to do this in in a 2-colored project, but I don't really like the look of brioche, so I'm not into trying this. I like 1-colored brioche for the stretchiness. For socks, for example, I knit some cable socks, and between the cables there was brioche, and it was perfect because of the stretch. But for me, I just wouldn't knit it for a hat. And I think it looks like ribbing, so I could also knit this in ribbing. In this case, it really just looks like ribbing, but it's brioche. Yeah, but it's a very luxurious yarn. It's fun to do this because it's very thick. And the way it's twisted is very interesting because it's not typical for German yarns. And I'm pretty much... I will finish it soon. I didn't finish it because I didn't have my measurement tape with me in Vienna, and I don't want to do this wrong because it's not for me. So a very soft, really soft. I'm so sad that I'm allergic to it because it's like a cloud. It's so soft, but I feel it already now. Get a scratchy throat. So yes. Sorry that I'm always giggling when I'm take a sip of coffee, but I always think it's such an embarrassing silent. We call it peinliche Stille in German, embarrassing silent. I would just translate it now. It's so... Not even for demonstration, I can't do nothing. I did this with my eyebrows. Okay, then it's not really a whip, it's a frogged whip. I don't know if I will go on with this whip, or it's a, how do you call this if you only put it around your ears? It's so ugly, I'm sorry. I wanted to do another hat, and I wanted to use my leftovers, and I had a mohair yarn, and I thought, okay, I can't wear mohair around my neck, so maybe around the ears it wouldn't be a problem, and then on my head. But yeah, the colors don't look good. I crocheted it 2-stranded with the silk merino blend I used for the border in this shawl, and then I held it double with the mohair. But I was knitting with this mohair already, but in long rows, so the color repeats weren't blocked like this, and that looked awesome. I showed you this project already many episodes before, but yeah, I don't have it here now. But blocked like this, I just don't like it. So I didn't go on with this. But I didn't want to frog it because frogging with mohair is like impossible. So unraveling. So I just keep it now, and I don't know. Maybe someone want to have this as a, I don't know how you call it. We say Stirnband. Yeah, but I won't finish this. And then I started another hat, like my cluster hat. But only the ribbing, out of the yarn from Rabitats again, because she gifted me 3 skeins of this. I think the colorway is called Swiss Miss. Yes, Swiss Miss. Republic of Wool, and the colorway is Swiss Miss, and it's DK again. It's the same base as my head. So I thought I could use 1 skein for a hat and 2 skeins maybe for a crocheted shawl, and so it would be enough yardage to crochet a shawl because of all the holes, and then it would matchy. But I only have this, and I think it's great how the blocks are created here. Tuck. Yeah, it's super soft and fun, and yes, I like it. And is there more? Oh yes, I think 1. Yeah. 1 last work in progress Yes. Yeah, one. It's my Christmas shawl because I decided I want to go with this now. I want to start Christmas. Oh, no, I will talk about it later. So this finally is the woolen vine yarns in a project. So it's a crochet shawl. It's in the V pattern. In German it's V-Muster. Again, Claudetta Crochet. I will link it in the show notes. All the tutorials I mentioned and stuff I will link in the show notes. And this is a pattern I like with self-patterning yarn. Because, yes, I wanted to make out of this woolen vine yarn stick, the Halls colorway, a special piece. I started socks with this last year and I decided, no way, it's the Volker base, it's much too luxurious and I would have leftovers, and no, you can't make socks out of this because it's the one and only woolen vine yarn I have, and I think I will have in the future because I never catch an update. She's sold out after 5 minutes, so, and I would have to stand up in the middle of the night to catch the update. So I decided to make a shawl. Because you get much you get much out of 400 yards or meters in crocheting, because these are 500 meters, and I will go with a whole skein and then add a thicker border in the same pattern in a red contrasting yarn. So you only do, here you see the V, you only do double crochet, so double crochet, I think two chain stitches, double crochet, and then you go in the next hole between the next two V's. So here is a V, then here is a hole, and then here's a V again. So you always do the stitch between two V's, not into the V. You do it in between the two V's always. So, and that means that you get forward very quick because it's much space if you always, I will show you. I'm here now. So, now you would crochet, let's say, in this space, and then the next stitch will be in this space, so that there is, what is this, 2 centimeters? You skip always that much, so you go forward very quick. I don't know how I could describe it better. Yeah, I didn't put much dent into this because I was creating Christmas gifts. Yeah, and I bought a Christmas red, a normal cheaper yarn, but soft, for contrasting. Okay, these were my works in progress. Is there something I can talk about? I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. So, I think that was everything for today's episode. I might decorate my flat already this Sunday because, as I told you, I want to extend the Christmas season here in Austria for me, because I only have 2 weeks of Advent with my boyfriend and my friends here, especially with my boyfriend, also with my friends, but especially with my boyfriend, and in my own flat. I don't know if you understand this, but since living alone, I really enjoy every single minute in my flat. I don't know how, maybe you think it's crazy, but I like to be alone. I really enjoy it. I need time for myself, with myself alone, just alone without anybody. And yes, the last Christmas season and Advent time last year was very special to me because I was alone again and I loved it, and I could do all the things I wasn't able to do before in my last relationship. I was able to lit smelling candles, for example, Yankee candles, and the incense, the tiny little... maybe you saw the Räuchermännchen in Molly from a Homespun House Christmas episodes. I also have a Räuchermännchen, and into the Räuchermännchen you put... Wait. This is an already lit one. So you put these things. It looks like a black head of a witch. And this is already burnt down. And yes, so they smell like incense or like pine trees. What you want. You can get all the scents. And all the decoration. I decorate my flat pretty much American, I would say. So lots of decoration, a lot. Garlands and figures and ornaments and stuffed animals and everything, just everything in Christmas. And not everyone likes it. So the last Advent and Christmas in my own flat was very special to me, and this year I only have 2 weeks of this time. I'm really looking forward to spend the time with my parents, because my mom is the best Christmas planner, I would say. If there is someone who really can celebrate Christmas, it's my mom, because she makes the best cookies, the best dinner, the best decoration. It's always perfect, There is always Christmas music in the rooms on. You always hear Christmas music. You always smell the Räucher, the smoking thing, or a smelling candle, a scent candle. I don't know how you call it in English. There are always self-baked cookies or cakes or bread. You always have just everything. And the Christmas day, or so the Christmas Eve and the Christmas day is every year, every single year is the same dinner, the same everything. It's always so it's perfect. And I missed it the last years, because I haven't celebrated Christmas with my parents for 7 years. Yes, and every Christmas was like, it's not like home. I don't know. I celebrated Christmas with different people the last years, and every year it was like, no, it's not like it has to be, just not. So I will have it this year again. So there's no reason to complain. But there is this voice in my head saying, but you have 2 weeks, only 2 weeks for your Advent time with your stuff in your flat, like you always do this. And it's crazy, maybe it's crazy. So I just add these 2 weeks before Advent is starting. And the third thing, I think I was counting, I don't know, is that this year Christmas, the Advent time is very short, because the fourth Advent Sunday is on Christmas, and Advent is starting in December. Normally it's the last weekend in November, so it's very short. The shortest Advent you could have. Yeah. Sorry for the rambling and digressing, but yes. So I think I will edit this now, and afterwards I might decorate. Is this crazy to decorate already? In Austria, it's not really a thing to do. But I think you Americans, and I think the ones from England, so Great Britain, can understand, because you love Christmas and you celebrate it right. And I love all the Christmas movies which take place in the USA or in Great Britain. You get the swing of Christmas. You really got it. You know how to do it. Yeah, okay, I'm sorry. I will stop here before I will say more stupid things like this. And I wish you a happy knitting, crocheting, and whatever you like to do week. And I hope you enjoyed everything, and contact me if you want to know something, or if you have ideas for future episodes, or whatever you want to say. And thanks for watching. So, see each other next week. Bye bye.